Hello, my children. So, today's comic from the long box is by Junji Ito, the same writer and artist of Uzumaki. I figured that this would be the same kind of terrifying tale that we are used to there. Well, it sort of is.
Do you remember how Uzumaki will sometimes have really weird stories that aren't scary, like the hair fight? Yeah, Gyo feels like one of those, but it's been expanded into an entire manga. This is Gyo, the Death Stench Creeps. Just to repeat that, my children, the Death Stench Creeps. Would you like to know what it's about? A foul odor and fish with spider legs.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, my children. This one is kind of weird.
Teenagers Tadashi and Kaori are at a resort in Okinawa, with Tadashi in particular enjoying some diving when he is almost attacked by sharks. When he and Kaori return to shore, she complains about the foul smell of the place, especially his bad breath. She insists that he brush his teeth any time before they kiss. She keeps taking showers, trying to remove a smell she can't pinpoint, but is unsuccessful. However, that night the two discover a fish very speedily moving around their room on skittering legs. Tadashi seems to kill it and put its body in a trash bag, but then later the bag is crawling around their room, even managing to stab him despite his continued efforts to mutilate the creature before finally letting it go out to sea. Kaori gets a fever from all her showerings, while Tadashi spots more of the monster fish emerging from the water. In a short time, thousands of the walking fish begin emerging from the sea, but with added dangers. Land sharks!
Which I have to admit, yeah, that's pretty freaking scary.
Hell, they even have tendrils that are going into their gills, which probably are involved with allowing the sharks to breathe out of the water. Fortunately, the two manage to escape back to Tokyo, where, conveniently, Tadashi's uncle can shed some light on the creatures, most especially that the legs are not extensions of the fish, but rather that they are a mechanism, combined with a foul-smelling gas that had been intended for use during World War II as chemical warfare, but whose prototypes had believed to be destroyed. Unfortunately, the spider-like mechanisms have a tendency to latch onto anything close to them, as the poor uncle soon learns when it grabs his arm. I admit that while the story is very strange, it is quite horrifying, as you'd expect from Junji Ito. Body horror abounds, particularly to poor Kaori, as the germs in the gas begin to infect her form. And the idea of sharks walking around on land on metallic feet means that you cannot simply close the beaches or stay out of the water. That being said, there is still one significant problem with the story. Kaori is one of the most irritating protagonists ever. Tadashi is a freaking saint, my children. He puts up with her constant nagging, constant screaming, constant critiques and insults, and even when her body becomes bloated by the gas, he's still trying to save her life and carries her around in desperation. And all she can do is be pissed off that he doesn't try to fight a freaking shark.
If you can get past the very bizarre premise, my children, Gyo has its frights to be found. And remember, if by chance you happen to be eating fish sticks for lunch, be sure the fish isn't still crawling around.